So, Robbie, we're sitting here on the Monday morning after we were crowned Northern Premier League champions. How did you celebrate that one?
Oh, it was a very emotional day. As my interview after the game with you, fantastic interview from yourself, Ben. The raw emotion and relief of winning a league title when all the pressure was on. And it was a free bar for all the staff and all the players and families. They all enjoyed themselves. I'm led to believe they had a fantastic night. The togetherness show from the whole club. You know, we started the season at Worksop with the Adele song, and we finished it. It was fitting. And then the champions. And then done my media interviews, had my family here, which was so important to me. And then I just went over for 5 minutes and then went home. Listen, Ben, all the way through my professional career, I'm not a drinker. I like being at home with my family. So I celebrated with a half a shandy with my boys and my wife and Charlie's girlfriend and Charlie's friends at the house. I watched every manager's interview from the weekend. I've looked at Blythe's stuff as well. So again, it's on to the next game. I let the players celebrate, deserve every single celebration they did. I think they went out and had a fantastic time and they thoroughly deserve it. So for me, it was a quiet one, as I've done all the way through my professional career.
Just looking back now at some of the key moments during this season, there's obviously been plenty of note, but the first one we'll touch on particularly is obviously the recruitment, because it's really paid dividend this year, hasn't it?
Listen, you get judged massively on recruitment, and I've learned that over the 4 years I've been here. And what I'll say, the goalkeeper, Danny Elliott, 35 goals, Max Dearnley's performances this season. Each and every player we brought to the football club has contributed unbelievably well. So again, you're not always going to get your recruitment right, as proven down the years. But if you can get the majority right and they can, have a huge impact on the season, you'll do well. And listen, we recruited well, which was a huge, huge thing. And there's been moments in the season where, you're thinking like Danny Elliott, 2 goals in 9 games. You're thinking, but 35 goals. I had to go to him at half time. But again, he has been absolutely sensational. When you bring a centre forward into the football club who scores goals higher, and when he's got 2 in 9, you're thinking, oh wow, you need him to hit the ground running. And then he took that penalty, didn't he? That was a huge moment in the season when he took that penalty, scored it, and since then he can't stop scoring goals. So I'm not singling Danny out, but that was a big moment. Max Dearnley has been absolutely incredible. JJ, Danny Whitehead, Elliot Whitehouse, Dante, has been, Rolling, Domani. So the players that have come in, I might have forgot 1 or 2 of them, off the top of my head, but everybody that's come in has contributed to our success this season. I've been absolutely delighted with the recruitment.
Obviously, going on to the next moment, that first game of the season, the way it works up. I mean, it's one that resonates with you very highly as your first game in management. It was the beginning of what was a beautiful season, wasn't it?
As I said Saturday, that was the moment I think we put the marker down and helped win us the league. A statement to go to Worksop, a place where we got beat last season, beat them in the playoffs where we were magnificent 3-1 at home. To go there with the way they played, they're very effective and they're currently second in the league on an unbelievable run. So to go there, the first game of the season and win, and then for that camaraderie in the dressing room, that togetherness said to me, wow, we've got a group of players here who are in it together. They're in it for us all. That was a huge moment. And for Duffs to get that goal was unbelievable. And the song, the Adele song, which we all sung, was the first step in us winning the league. That was a huge moment because of all the pressure, the nervous energy, the anxiety. And that was a huge, huge moment. And again, that was a great start for us.
Going on to September then, obviously there's a couple of games in there that spring to mind as well, but one that I think you've alluded to before is that FC United game away, where Rooney scored that goal very late on.
Yeah, we lost there last year, and I think it was on the back of a new manager going in there, which is always difficult. And then we played well, we scored the goal, and then we conceded just minutes into the second half, and then John Rooney, who's got 20 assists this year, been magnificent for us, arrives late, edge of the box, scores the winner. and a tough place to go on a Tuesday night. That was a huge moment. Another huge moment, Matlock away. Started the game impressively well, 2-0 up. They come back to 2-2 momentum. I mentioned Sean Etaluku, and that's the reason why we brought Sean in for that performance on that night. He was absolutely sensational. Been great, the kid, when he's come in. And then Rooney again. Fensham does unbelievably well down the right-hand side, cuts it back. Rooney arrives late and smashes in the top corner. So that was another huge moment. Working to the way. 0-0, tough place to go. For Duffs again to score, centrally in the box. Great ride back on the bus. So there were 3 huge moments of the season where we're galvanised, and nobody can question the passion, the desire, the attitude and togetherness of my group. And that's one thing that makes this group so special. Not only can they play teams off the park with their movement, with their pace, with their dynamism, with their creativity, we can fight. And we've built a team that can fight, go behind. I think nobody's taken more points from losing positions than us this season. Like Saturday was the same. And this is what this team has got. If their minds are focused and they're pushed the right way and they're managed right, that team has proven this season under no circumstances can they get beat if they're on it. The only time we went this season was Leek, where our running stats were the lowest they've been all season. Leek deserved to win the game. The goal near the end, they deserved the celebrations. They were brilliant, and the manager's done a great job with them. And then you ask about key moments. We said Worksop, we said FC United, Matlock. We've said another one, but another one that sticks out to me is Hyde United away. On the back of losing to Leek, going to Hyde United, New Year's Day, massive following, questions being asked, me asking questions of my group for the first time, and then to go and put in that performance, a 5-2 win, was absolutely magnificent. Danny got the hat-trick, because that was a period in the season where we'd lost at Mickleover, we didn't deserve to lose the game, but credit them, they won the game. And that was a period where we dropped a few points. So going to Hyde, that was a remarkable win. To score 5 at Hyde was a brilliant moment.
Just want to bring it back to that Workington game. Obviously, Duff's has come off the bench to score that winner that day. You've obviously, at times this season, not been afraid to make difficult decisions. How difficult a decision have you been making this season, really?
The thing which people will say, it's the Macclesfield budget, and it does it annoy me? Not really, because we're in a very fortunate position to be able to have a budget because of our amazing fan base, our amazing sponsorship, which Bob brings into the football club. All the streams of income we have allows us to, with our amazing owners, allows us to bring in quality players. So what I wanted to create this season, I didn't want 35 players. I think we've only started 20 players, different players this season. I think we've used 25, the minimum we've ever used. And I wanted to create a squad where everyone was a starter. And for me as a manager and our management team, that's the hardest thing, because everybody is a starter and they all want to play. So the big thing was that when we make the 5 subs helps us, because we got 5 quality players on the bench. So when we make a change, it's of similar quality. So again, the hardest thing is when you're leaving top quality players at this level out. So at times I left my captain out. I've left Danny Elliott out. I've left Duffs out, the record side at this level. I left Rolling out at the weekend. I've left big players out. And it's the way they respond. I was left out, not very often, but I was left out at times in my career, and it's the way you respond. I want to see that attitude. I want to see, what's their mentality like coming on. And every time we've done it, the response I've had from the players has been absolutely tremendous. So for me, that's been challenging. The way I deal with players, I like to be honest and transparent. I bring them in and tell them, and some take it better than others. But I understand the disappointment. But it's the reaction I've got from each and every one when they've been left out. And they've got to understand, at big football clubs, again, this is one of the biggest in non-league, 4th biggest attendance at the weekend, you are going to get left out at times, and it's how they react, and they've reacted unbelievably well.
Speaking about reactions, the reaction since we went to Ashton and lost in the league has been nothing short of remarkable, hasn't it?
Yeah, listen, credit Ashton. They won the game 1-0, 94th minute. Big moments in seasons, the captain goes out, makes a foul, ball comes in the box, they win the game, no problem with that. They've won the game. But in the car on the way home, I really looked at myself and thinking, did I get that right? What did I do? What could I have done different? I've owned all my mistakes this year. I think that's really important. And I reflected, and I remember coming in we come in on the Thursday, and I said to the players, we do not get beat from that end of the season. We need to go on a run now. Let's train harder than we ever have done, work harder than we ever done, give everything, and now we do not get beat to the end of the season. Because when teams beat us and you hear the jubilation, which I understand, that's fuel to our fire. And since that game, I think we've won 8 or 9 and drew 1. Top of the form guide with works up, and we've smashed through that winning line. And again, those moments add fuel to our fire. And when people doubt us, when people question us, when people say things about us, again, all those comments really galvanise us as a group, and it's brilliant. And I, deep down, I love that, because when you speak to the group, they know it, they understand it. You have to be within our bubble to get it. So again, that moment was a big moment, and credit Ashton. After that, we've got on an unbelievable run. And moments like that win your leagues, because it's how you deal with disappointment. Me as a manager, because it's not happened very often. I've been very fortunate. We've won 29 games in the league this season. Did I think we'd win that many? Probably not. It's okay when you're winning. It's what you find within yourself when you lose. And as a player, we lost a lot. I lost a lot. But when you're managing a group, it's how you then reflect, take the emotion out of it. Then you've got to lift yourself. But as a player, you can lift yourself. As a manager, you've got to lift a whole football club and a community when you lose. And we've done that unbelievably well. And that just goes to show that the mentality and the desire that group have got is unquestionable. Unquestionable. Some people will question it, but as you see behind us, we're the champions, 91 points, 2.53 points per game, because that group is special.
Going into the last 6 games then, we start away at Blythe on Saturday. Is there scope for opportunity for some of our younger players to shine through? Is it just about you getting that and the team getting that 100 points?
First and foremost, 6 games to go. I'm not going to let the season just come to an end. We want to smash records. We want to get 100 goals. We want to get 103 points or more that Cole Dynamo's got. We want to break records. We want to get 109 points. But there will be an opportunity. I'm only going to put youngsters in if they're ready. And listen, we're not going to play 3, 4, 5 youngsters at any one time. There'll be 1 or 2, which Nick, the 21 managers, has told me already. Those players will be put into games when we feel it's right. Whether that's at home, away, on the bench, coming on for 20 minutes, or even starting games. But first and foremost, if they are used, it'll be 1 or 2 at the right times. But the first and foremost aim is to smash through the records. Blythe, I expect us to go there, put the performance and win the game. Work into the home, the same. Guiseley, the same. The remaining 6 games, I expect us to win every game and smash records. And you want to see that mentality from the players as well, and we will. We will. Make no mistake about it, Ben. And again, I want to see that reflected in the training. Nothing changes. We want records. So again, it's been an unbelievable season, which we can all be proud of as a football club. The staff, the players, the fans, who have been incredible. And yeah, so be rest assured that this football club want to make history. We want to make history and go down as the best team ever at this level. I think we're nearly there. There's been some fantastic teams at step 3. I want to be, and that group want to be, the best team ever to play at this level.
Obviously, with now promotion secured, do your plans shift towards next season slightly now in terms of a recruitment model or anything like that?
Well, first and foremost, I want to give that group in there the first opportunity to re-sign. It's going to be down to them. But I think what's happened is now, where in the previous 4 seasons, we've had to convince people to come because the level we play at, it's a different ball game now. I think we hold the cards where we're not going to be held to ransom, the MAC tax. You either want to come and play for one of the biggest clubs in non-league, yeah, get paid well, playing in front of an unbelievable fan base. We now took the average this season in league games to over 3,000, which is incredible. There'll be more away support next season with the massive football clubs in the league. So we could be averaging 4,000 next season. So the recruitment process, first and foremost, will be to retain as many of those players as I can because they deserve the first opportunity. But, the offers go out will be the offers. It's as simple as that. You either want to play for us or you don't. But again, what's changed, Ben, is the amount of phone calls I've had from agents now with players wanting to come, and I haven't got to convince them. So I'm not having an agent or a player ring me up and say, listen, I'll come, but I want X amount and we're going to negotiate. No. You either want to come and play for Macclesfield or you don't. We're a National League side but I believe with this group of players and 1 or 2 additions, we can win the league above or minimum playoffs. No doubt about it. So again, the hard work starts now. And in recruitment, sometimes retention is harder than bringing players in. And I think we'll see, bringing players into this football club, people think it's easy. It's very difficult, Ben. So again, it starts now. I've already had about 20 agents on. I've had probably about 100 players put to me already because they know what this football club is all about. They all would have seen the scenes at the weekend. So again, it's going to be from now, a big time in this football club's history because we need the right mentality, the right player at this football club. And listen, if I can retain 90% of this squad, it'll be a great achievement. It won't be for the lack of financial, because financially they'll benefit. Do they want to stay and go on the journey with us, or do they think the grass is greener and go somewhere else? That's up to the player to decide. But one thing we won't be held to is ransom, because we are now in a different position as a football club, where in the past we've had, I'm not sure I want to step down to Mac. And other managers have said it, when we first started, Bob and all the office staff who've been on this journey with us, people have said, I'm not sure we want to go that low and have friendlies. Well, it's different now. We're a football league club. We're bigger than some football league clubs. And people have asked me about, am I going to stay? And I said on 606 last night when Chris was asking me questions, loaded questions for me to give the wrong answer. Have you had your head turned? Listen, I've already had, turned, when I say turned one down, I've had conversation with somebody who was very interested in me taking the role. And I said no. To leave this football club when it's my football club and the emotion, the passion I've got in it, it would take something very, very, very special. And I wouldn't leave for a majority of League Two clubs or League One clubs. It would have to be something really, really special. This is not me a come and get me. This is me being honest and transparent, that for me to walk away from this journey with my best pal, with fans in the community and staff who I adore, it would take something very, very, very special. And there's not many special clubs out there for me. So right now, my focus, my enthusiasm, my desire is to get this club into the National League system after next season. And if I don't, I understand it, I get it, but is there more or less pressure on us next season? The pressure this year was immense, but again, we're in a fantastic place. It'll probably sink in the summer when I'm on holiday with my family. And the biggest thing for me at the weekend when I had my 2 boys with me and we won the league, that's the best trophies anybody could give me, my 2 boys. They mean the world to me. The winning the trophy with them here meant the world. That's again. So whatever happens, and I'll start the interview with what I did the weekend, I'll get criticised again next season, no doubt about it. But the people who've been with me on my journey from day one are my family. And as long as they believe in me and they, You know, they love me, you know, and they're proud of me. That's what I've done. I've made my family proud once again. And hopefully I've made this football club proud, the community proud. But again, Rob Smethurst, I made him proud. He believed in me. So again, yeah, it's been a great season. Big moments. I'll ask you, what was your biggest moment? In terms of a game where you've gone, woof.
I mean, that workshop game at the start of the season, as you've alluded to, was special, wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah.
But, you know, every game as part of Macclesfield Football Club, it's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a journey.
And the journey's only just begun, really, isn't it?
And I've said to people, you know, when I've spoke to people, for Macclesfield FC to get 3 points is the hardest thing to have done in this league. Any other team, when they play, I think they think they've got a chance. When it's us, it's a free hit. So for that group of players to get 91 points with 6 games to go is incredible. So that's why I've said to them, you enjoy every 3 points. To get 3 points, people will understand it. People will think they've got the best players, they've got the biggest budget. Yeah, subconsciously they'll win the game. It doesn't work like that. You have to motivate them. You have to drive them every week to get over that line. And they've done it. So again, big moments, and then the best moment for me, which really epitomises this football club. Lauren Mendy, come as a right back in a trial game when we first started the club, been with us from day one, and for him to score the goal with a big smile on his face to equalise against Bamber, the goal of the season, no doubt about it, should be the goal of the season, the All MPL. Mentality of this group, so he smashes it in. He then thinks, right, I'm going to go and celebrate, but watch the video, he turns and waves everybody because his mentality is, let's go and get the winner. And that's what this group have. They've got a mentality of winners. I'm a winner, they're winners. And, you know, that's the best thing about this football club. We got a winning mentality, 3 promotions in 4 years, an FA Trophy semi-final, losing playoff final, and we go again. So, yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been fantastic. You'll be delighted when we finish the season because you won't have to stand here for 25 minutes after every game listening to me going on. But again, we care, it's passion, it's emotion, and we go again. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful season. Yeah.
And finally, obviously, it's 6 games to go. It's confirmed that we'll get the MPL trophy at home against Whitby on the last day of the season. And then we've got the Northern Premier League Awards to follow afterwards. It's exciting conclusions to the season, isn't it?
Yeah, Whitby the 26th, you know, that'll be an emotional day. Hopefully we'll get a sellout to see that group of players lift a trophy. They all thoroughly deserve it, so that's going to be great. First time I'd have had my hands on a promotion winning trophy as well, which will be nice. And then we go to the MPL Awards. I think the MPL, you know, Mark Harris and Angie Firth have been tremendous with us as a football club. It'll be fitting that we're there in Blackpool. You know, we'll take all the staff, probably a table of 20, and go and celebrate. Thoroughly deserved. And it's going to be interesting to see that the team of the year, you know, everybody have an opinion on the team of the year, but you can't, I believe that the team of the year should be 11 of our players. I really believe that. Because, listen, individuals have done well, but if you think about Max, kept the most clean sheets. The back four have got the least amount of goals conceded. We've got the most goals in the league. We've got the best players. You know, for a team to win a league by the amount of points they have, the team of the year, you know, in previous seasons, when I've looked at teams of the year, when we won league by 15 points, we've had 3 or 4 in. This season, the team of the year from the whole league has to be 11 Macclesfield players. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And the goal of the season has to be Mendy. But listen, we'll see. We'll see how many players actually make it. That's going to be interesting. But I'm so proud of them. It's going to be a great occasion. We'll thank the MPL for the way they've treated us. I think it's been a fantastic league. It's so well run. And again, that'll be a fitting end to the journey in the MPL. Listen, hopefully we'll never come back. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because we want to go higher. But we just thank them. We thank everybody, as I always do, and we look forward to it.